they're going soft on child pedophiles as it is.
You think?
Most of the states are.
Well,
It takes an act of
Louisiana-
God to get, it takes an, but what I'm saying, like you have some states that do good.
Yeah, they castrate them motherfuckers.
But again, this also comes down to local DAs.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because you get it all comes down to your local races, like we talked about in a couple episodes ago, right? Because the issue is when people are upset that laws aren't quote unquote applied to their liking, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they know there's a law in the books that should put this motherfucker away for robbing somebody, for, you know, hurting their kid in whatever fashion. And then the DA in that area, the local DA, refuses to push accountability because they're worried about their win record, right?
Yeah.
Because in the end, all these fucking DAs are ever worried about is their goddamn win record, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because what I still can't fathom, because I am a very big supporter of these online local predator and catcher groups, because I think they're doing great fucking work. Now you have some guys and some groups that, you know, go a little bit, you know, like the group Dads Against Predators. I love the guy. I love the dude. I think he's awesome. And he does it up in Ohio. The way he does it is for a reason. And the reason is because the local DAs and the local law enforcement refuse to hold pedophiles accountable. Right? And so the way he goes about his catches is he doesn't just, you know, do the whole, hey, you know, I don't think, you know, I don't think you're a bad dude. I just want to talk to you about it, make sure, and getting these guys to confess on camera and then call the cops and stuff like that, or whatever like that, right? Because he tried to do that, but then it ended up that the cops put out a public statement condemning him for what he's doing. Yeah, in that area. So what does he do? He changes up his role. He continues what he's doing, but he beats the fucking shit out of these pedophiles now. because the local law enforcement and everything won't do anything. Which, and it's like, I understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because,
you know, what he should do is get two of them to show up for the same, you know, reason, and then let them beat the shit out of each other and then call the cops.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that reaction, you know, but obviously 99%, you know, they're probably going to do it again because they're just getting the shit beat out of them once and they're going to be right back online. But I understand the reaction, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't understand when you have these groups that have been doing it for years that are fucking phenomenal what they do. I watch their videos all the time because I love what they do. JiDion, Alex Rosen, Skeet Hansen, Dustin Lampros, down in Florida, 561 PC. Like, I love all these dudes because they do great work. They know how to run these operations, these chats, and how to conduct the interviews. They know what they're doing. They're extremely experienced, right?
Yeah.
Now a couple of them, well, Dustin Lampros specifically for 561, he kind of stays in his area over there, so he knows the law enforcement, and 99% of the time he always gets an arrest.
Yeah.
Because he works with them consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But you have these other guys like JiDion, Skeet Hansen, Alex Rosen. They travel the country. And so it's a crapshoot wherever county they end up in, if that local DA will accept what they're doing or not. And they're going to obviously run into a local DA that refuses to quote unquote work with vigilante groups, which they're not a vigilante group. They're not taking the law in their own hands. They're not trying to force an arrest.
Yeah.
They're basically doing like concerned citizen type things, right? Because what they're doing is they're getting all this information and then they're calling the cops and they're turning it in. Yeah. They're doing that. They're not taking the law into their own hands. They're not trying to arrest and stuff like, like Batman and drop them off in the front desk for Commissioner Gordon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're calling the cops to report everything. But some of these local DAs still classify them as these vigilante groups and then refuse to take any of their work, which is ironclad, because you have the DAs in other areas that take their work and get convictions and stuff like that. And they say it's some of the best stuff they've ever seen. And then these law enforcement officers, 99% of the time, wish they could do something, but they can't, because they're being directed like, we can't arrest them because it ultimately comes down from the district attorney won't press charges, so we can't arrest them. Because
why is it inadmissible in court? Or
no, it's not that it's not that it's inadmissible in court. It's the DA will refuse to accept that as evidence. If the DA will just change that mindset of like, okay, arrest them, let's take the evidence and go from there. And 99% of the time, that evidence will be good to use in court. That DA is making a presumptive choice or assumption that is all inadmissible and under state of coercion or stuff like that before even looking at anything, and is just refusing to work with these groups. That's what some of these DAs do.
So even if it's a self-admission of guilt.
Yeah, which they get on camera all the time.
God,
and the predator catchers relay over and over again, I'm not law enforcement. You're free to go at any time. I'm not holding you here. You're free to do whatever you want. I just feel like we should talk about this to make sure that everything's okay. They put them in that mindset that they're not going to get in trouble. And these guys just give them fucking everything on camera. And they know they're being recorded. So, and then they try to pull, well, this is entrapment. And they're like, well, I'm not law enforcement, so it's not entrapment. So
yeah, shit.
Yeah. But again, that's the DAs that do work with these guys almost always get a conviction. But the DAs that refuse to work these guys are just like, no, they think that they're like, no, you're not taking the law into your hands. Well, that's not what they're doing.
No. They're getting people to have a self-admission of guilt.
Yeah. But what the worst ones, honestly, are when you get law enforcement that show up that give these guys a hard time, saying that, you guys shouldn't be doing this. You're not law enforcement, shit like that. And they're like, well, we never said we were. We've said over and over again that we're not. And you're like, you guys don't understand what you're doing. You shouldn't be. And it was like, sir, we've been doing this for years. We've got over 300 catches. And Alex Rosen, who's probably the biggest predator catcher online today, he has arrests in all 50 states. He's gone to Hawaii and Alaska.
No shit.
This dude is committed. He is awesome.
Damn.
And his thing is called Predator Poachers, and he has sub companies. He has Predator Poachers Long Island, Predator Poachers Illinois, Predator Poachers, everybody opens up these little chapters underneath him all across the country while he's still traveling the country, but they have local chapters everywhere. And they're doing real God's work here. They're catching all these guys.
So how do they do it? How are they finding these pedophiles online?
They make fake dating profiles, and they use AI generated photos of, so they'll have but they work with a bunch of different decoy groups, right? Mm-hmm. So you have two, from the way I understand it, you have two layers, right? You have decoy groups, then you have the catchers. The decoy groups are the ones that are consistently online, Facebook, Instagram, Grindr, Tinder, Bumble, whatever, right? All these and all these other ones that I only learn about on these Viber and all this other stuff. I don't know any of these other ones nowadays that are coming up. And they use pictures of themselves, and they AI generated to make themselves look younger, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they'll put on there, they're just waiting for anybody to message them. And then they'll immediately take it over to private text, because a lot of times these apps, if they put in the messenger in the app that I'm so-and-so age is underage, that the app will flag it and deactivate the profile. So they have to get them off the app. They have to get them off the app to text or something like that, so they can be like, hey, just so you know, I'm actually younger than my profile says. It's just the profile won't let me put it. And they put it in there, they get to it as soon as possible to let them know that they're underage, right?
Yeah.
Because anything that's said before the taking notice that the decoy is underage is inadmissible.
Yeah.
So they have to get that in there as soon as possible.
No shit.
And so once these decoys start chatting up all these people and they start getting to a point of arranging a meeting, then they connect with these predator catchers to go and meet them. So it's a 2-tier system. You have the decoys. Sometimes the catchers will be decoying. It's very rare. But from what I understand, 99% of the time you have the decoys that are, because the decoys can be anywhere, and you could be decoying right here, and I'm talking to somebody as acting as if I'm in New York, because it doesn't matter where you are.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you'd be like, hey, I got this guy up in New York saying he's wanting to meet, whatever. And if you try to connect with a predator catcher group that's based in New York, you get with them, they'll go do the catch and everything. Or you get with someone who travels the country like Alex Rosen or JiDion or Skeet Hansen, and they'll make the trip up there and go catch them themselves.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. These guys are awesome. I fucking love watching the videos.
Ugh. I can't believe there's that.
And JiDion is actually based out of Houston. He's from Houston.
I think that's the one that the kids were talking about at one point. They might have been talking about him. He was with a whole group of people on like YouTube or something originally, and then he started doing that or something.
I mean, probably. He's been on YouTube for a while, but yeah, JiDion is based out of Houston.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, I think the kids were talking about him at one point in time. They watch him.
Yeah.
But no shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that there's that many fucking pedophiles out there in the world. Like, it really is. It's like, what the fuck happened to our country? What the fuck happened to, like,
it was funny. What's funny is me and Destiny were talking about this the other. So, cause remember I told you, we're still on 75 hard. So I work out first thing in the morning before I go to work. And then when I get home, me and her actually, like, for our outdoor workout, we just walk around the neighborhood together just to get out of the house, and like it's our time together. So we walk around the neighborhood as soon as I get off work, and we'll just be talking and stuff. And the other day we were talking about, because while we're out, it starts to get dark. I was like, isn't it crazy that when we were kids, like you and I, before really cell phones and stuff like that, our parents just let us go the whole day, hoping and just thinking that we're going to come home alive by the end of the night.
Yeah.
No, because when the street lamp is on, that's when we know you got 30 minutes to get your ass home. The street lamps are on. But they just like, people were calling like, hey, is Rusty there? Or hey, is Dustin there? No, they're gone. Where are they? I don't know, but they'll be back later. They just trusted that we were going to come home alive and well after being gone the entire day and not knowing where we were.
Yeah, probably out hunting or fishing or
but you couldn't even imagine that today with your kids. You know what I mean? Not knowing where your kids are all fucking day.
Yeah, because I remember I used to, leave and get home at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, midnight. You know what I mean? All the fucking time.
It's so crazy to think that, man.